Hello, I made a video on my plans on making a short film based around a video game I made called The Dark Side of Mars. The game itself isn't very good, but I believe there is something to be said there with the story, something I can show using Unreal Engine 5, which is what I made the game in. But I needed to learn a few more extra steps, I think, before I crack on making the film. So I thought, by learning by doing, I will make short films or projects that sort of help me learn different bits of Unreal Engine 5's video production side before I make the film, you know. So I made the bridge, and I've made another episode of Super Bridge.
I'm not wise, I'm just not stupid.
Which is my and my friend's comedy show sort of take on Helldivers 2. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I wanted to learn while making the bridge and Super Bridge, how I did it, and yeah, and then I'm going to tell you what I want to try and learn in the future. But until then, let's begin. So, in the bridge, I thought the best way to make a guy hold a gun would be through constraints within a level sequence. So let me quickly just show you what that is. I'm just going to put a character. We'll put Dave over. Oh God, why is he in there? Dave over here. Right, here's Dave. Let's make a level sequence. Let's say Dave here. Just give him here simple animation, just for the sake of this. So we'll give him a animation, and it's just what Bob does in the last episode of Super Bridge. So let's say I wanted him to hold a gun, and I want to give him the senator. Just here, put that there. I'll put that into the level sequence, and this is how I did the weapon holding in the bridge. So I lined this gun up. I lined the gun up with his hand. So I want to hold it in his left hand. Say, right, it's in his left hand, but it's not, obviously. So we need to just line that up a little bit. We need to go to our animation mode, and with this weapon selected, we need to add a constraint parent, Dave here. We want his left hand, left. Now, as Dave moves, it sort of moves. It sort of also doesn't move at all. This example is turning out perfectly. So essentially, that was happening in the bridge. It wasn't happening to that extent. I don't know why it's going so mental in this video, in this example, but why is it doing that? Anyway. But it was waving around his hand slightly. It was like... Hang on. It was like... If the hand was here and the gun was here, it was like there was a delay between the two. Which is essentially what's happening here, but it's not at the same time. So I found out, after going through that horrendous process of frame by frame nearly sort of locking it back in place, I found that if I just delete these two from our thing, this is how you want to equip the weapon properly, which I've recently discovered. Blueprint class, character. We're going to call this Dave with a gun. So if I have two blueprints or characters, one called with a gun, one without a gun, I can then have the without a gun character for him picking stuff up. But then I use constraints for that because it's going to be like quick and you won't need to see it very often. On this one, Dave with a gun. So where's Dave? Dave new. Go to here. Mesh. Dave new. Just gonna put him in place properly. This is Dave's blueprint. Within the sequencer now, I can put this blueprint into and add animation. So if we add that same animation as before, now to add an animation to a character blueprint, you need to press this little plus here, go to character mesh 0, I think, or at least that's what I like to use, and you add your animation. So I'll put the same animation in as before, animated to what Bob was doing, or what he was doing before. So he's got his animation, he hasn't got his gun, we need to give him his gun. Let us go back to the blueprint, and we'll go to the find the gun. Obviously it's gonna be wherever you save your gun. There's mine. Go back to the blueprint, so just have the gun selected in the content browser, go back to your character, and this is what I figured out how to do. So with the mesh selected, we're going to add a new skeletal mesh. Because I've selected the gun already, when I add the skeletal mesh, it will automatically add the gun. There it be. Now, leaving it where it is, go over here to parent socket. We want its left hand. I don't know if it's IK or just left hand, but we'll just go with left hand. Obviously, it's a bit skew with, but now we'll just sort of put it in his hand thing. But now he's got his gun in his hand, and if we play the animation, it's in his hand much better than it was with constraint. And that is something I learned from making 2 short projects. Dead easy stuff. I feel like some people out there will do what I've done, because I've one tutorial that I watched a very long time ago. I made constraints look like the bee's knees. But this is easier. This is better. If you wanted to pick up a gun, that is different. I don't know how I'd show this, but essentially, let's say you've got an animation of your character picking up a gun. You would then have the gun on a surface, have your character pick that up, parent it to the hand through constraints, and then in the next camera shot, it would snap to being a blueprint character. Or at least that's how I'd do it. There might be a faster way. Now, this is only a single-handed weapon. We have the Liberator, which Helldivers hold with 2 hands. Now, when I did the motion capture for the bridge, I was using this gun, I believe. I was holding it like this. But it was, you know. So if anybody knows how to do that, please leave a comment in the comment section below. While you're there, subscribe. And now we're going to move on to the next thing that I wanted to learn and learned. I'm going to show you how it's a bit more interesting than this. We're going to blow up a wall.
Hey, look familiar? This data graph shows me that only 5% of viewers are subscribed. So that means you should press that subscribe button right now, because you never know when I'll be dropping more content. Wow. Will I do? Yeah?
Looks good.
Cool.
Looks good. Right, so, as I was saying, one thing I wanted to do in my short film was blow something up. Now, I can add, as I say, I can add Niagara effects, and I can make cameras shake, but I can't break things apart. And I had to learn how to do that, so in this part of the video, I'm going to tell you how I did that. First of all, major props to Virtual Production Insider. He made the video that I ended up watching that I learned how to do this. I've since subscribed to his channel, he does a lot of great stuff. So, yeah, check it out. So let's say I wanted to blow up this desk, because some idiot has put it right on top of some dynamite. What an idiot. So what you need to do is, with the desk selected, we'll go up here, we'll go to fracture mode, go to fracture, no, this one, mode toolbar, we'll press new. Now I have a chaos folder. This is the same project file that I used for the bridge, so I have a chaos fracture folder, right there, and we'll call it test desk. Create geometry selection, boom. And then let it load and do its thing. Go over here, and there's the different fracture type. Now I'm going to go with cluster. And then we need to press fracture. So after we've pressed fracture, there is a explode amount over here, and it will show you what happens to that desk, or that prop, whatever it is you are exploding. It will show you all the little, so if we go to 1, you can see all the little tiny pieces of desk. It's pretty cool, actually. I like that. Don't worry about the colour. The colour will sort out later. So put that back to 0. It's a desk again. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to come out of fracture mode and go into selection mode, and then we're going to go to actor and chaos and create a chaos cache manager. Now again, I'm going to put this in the chaos fracture folder that I'd already made. I'm going to call this desk test manager. Okay, right, and now we've done that. Over here, we've got our chaos cache manager. Chaos cache manager. If we click on that, you'll see down here that we've got our desk test manager selected, which is this over here that we've just made. And it's set to record, which means if we simulate physics with it recorded, we can stop that recording, and then we can use that in our sequencer to make it look like it's blown to pieces, essentially. So now what we need to do is we need to simulate the explosion itself. So if we go down to our content manager and we go to engine, if engine isn't showing, I believe it's, if you press this settings here, there's a show engine tick box somewhere. Yeah, show engine content, make sure that is selected. If it is not, you will not be able to see the engine folder. I'm waving my hand and pointing. You can't see my hand. So yeah, make sure you've got your show engine contents ticked. Go into your engine folder and we're going to search bomb. And then this is the bomb we need right here. We're going to copy this. Where's my copy button? Just Control C in it. Duh. And we're going to go back into content. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it into our chaos folder. Boom. There it is. You can just leave it in the engine folder, but if you copy it and put it somewhere easier to find, I just think that's just massively convenient. I need to save because I don't like the little stars they do me. So if I just drag this into the scene, I'm going to put this here because that's where the dynamite roughly is. Now this red that you can see is the radius of the explosion. So when that explodes, it's going to send the pieces everywhere. It is at this moment that I've realised that my camera has been in the way. I'll just make myself smaller and put myself up here. The camera's been in the way of showing you how to get to the engine file, so I'll just quickly show you. It's there, and you search bomb. There it is. Was that here? Maybe? Keep that in mind going forward. So, I'm just going to move myself. I've realised I'm in the way for the next bit. I'll put myself back over here. So, in our details panel for the bomb, we have use bomb selected, and we'll put our max scale up. Bigger. Duration. Make that a bit smaller, I don't know. Just, yeah. Bomb extra distance. I don't know what that is, but let's add some of that. Anyway, you just play around with this. Press simulate, and then boom, it blows up. It's good, isn't it? I mean, it's all acting really strange. So for that to happen, you need to have use bomb ticked. If you do not have use bomb ticked and you press simulate, it won't move, and it will just fall to pieces. Which, to be fair, you have a guy with a sword, slice. I think that could be, that you could use that. I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, we'll keep use bomb selected. Go to max scale. We'll just make it a bit smaller. So how big is dynamite really for some of that? For some dynamite that big? If we put it like there, what's that going to be like? Boom. So got some floating pieces. I don't know how to fix that. Use bomb physics. If I tick that. Oh shit! Wow, that was cool. Skadoosh. Yeah, maybe that'll work better. Playing with this. What's use bomb offset do? Wow, that's even cooler than it was before. What about dyne scale? Skadoosh. That's cool. What about this? If we see this dyne field pause. So yeah, as I say, you just sort of play around with this, have fun. What's use projectile do? It's not doing anything. Alright. Right, maybe don't use projectile. I don't know what that does. So if you turn bomb physics off, because I've noticed with bomb physics turned on, because it rolls around for a bit, if things land on it, it looks a bit strange. Although nothing landed on it that time. Every time you do this, it's slightly different because it's simulation and physics based. Skadoosh. Yeah, you see how they rolled off the bomb there? We don't want that, so we just that back to 0. See if that does anything. It just falls to bits then, doesn't it? Delay amount 0. That does it more or less straight away there. Half. Yep. Duration 0.05. Well, that. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, so let's put this to 0.15. Right? See what that's like. Good. Do we like that? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So there we go. So what I've done here is I've got use bomb location offset, use dyne scale, use dyne field pause, use bomb. And then if you just want to copy these settings, if you want, that's fine. But yeah, that's it. That looks pretty good. We'll keep that. Anyway, moving on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go up to here. So we've got Chaos Cache Manager. Now that's set to record. I'm going to press play. Have that explode. Press stop. Go over to here now. I'm going to press static pause. And this is so we can add it to our sequencer. So we're going to add a sequencer real quick. Add our level sequence. We'll just call it. We'll just keep it all in the Chaos Fracture file for now, just for the sake of this tutorial. Obviously, you might want to put this level sequence in your own level sequence folder. But I'm just going to go desk bomb test. Right, then we're going to put everything in. So we want our desk in here, I think. We'll put our Chaos Cache Manager in here as well. And we're going to enter the Chaos Cache Manager. We're going to add a Chaos Cache. And now, when you play this little green bit here, boom, it explodes. Do not need that bomb anymore, so we will remove that from our outliner, and then, yeah, don't need that bomb there anymore. So, if you wanted that bit of dynamite to blow up this table, you've done it. Now we just need to remove the dodgy colours. So to do that, we're going to select on the desk itself. Just go here and search colour, show bone colour, and untick that. And there we go. We have a desk, a normal desk that now kadoosh, it explodes into tiny wooden pieces. Some of them look strange. Obviously, this is simulated, but it's just cool, isn't it? And then if you wanted to, it's a desk again. So now, what you do is, or what I would do is I'd add a camera. Desk is here. I'm going to make a quick little scene. 24 FPS. I'm just going to go to 10 seconds. I'm going to press this little red bit here. Go like that. And we're going to move that like that. And then we're going to go to the beginning. Again, it's forgotten that the desk is reformed, so we just rewind the desk. And then we're going to go like this. I'm going to add a transform. Focus on the desk. For 5 seconds, it's going to be here. Transform, focus. But half a second in, they've realised there's a bomb. Transform, focus. What does that look like? There's a bomb. Go to here. Transform. Manual focus. So that's going to stay there. Another half a second later, the desk goes up there. So if we just go to like here, zoom out to say here, transform, focus, desk, boom, skadoosh. Now you've got a little animate. Oh, I haven't rebuilt the desk. Let me just rebuild the desk. Go back to the beginning. Play. Oh, look at this lovely vintage desk. Oh no, dynamite. Boom. Bit bland, no explosions. Fair enough. What do you do there, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Go to your realistic starter effects pack. Particles, explosion, big explosion air. That will do. Go back to sequencer. There we go. Now, deselect the camera. We don't need to be selected on the camera at the moment. We're going to move our bit of explosion onto said dynamite. Right. Then we're going to drag that explosion into the sequencer. Now, we're going to add a FX system toggle track. Boom, it is deactive to start with. We go to when it explodes using the slider. It is about here. Yeah, so the frame before, we activate the explosion and then deactivate it at the end. And then go here and you press play, and this is what happens. Boom. You have successfully blown up a desk. Well done. And notice how it's the same every time. It doesn't change. That's because we have recorded it as a, you know, a thing. So if there was a roof on this, when you explode it, it would pass through the roof. Look. See that bit in that specific piece in particular that flies off the speed of sound? Yep, never to be seen again. It doesn't interact with anything else, but if you were to simulate it all with everything in place, it would. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I just think it makes your scenes look a lot more interactive. But if you play it without rewinding it, look, it seems to doesn't rebuild itself until, yeah, very strange. So just remember to rewind your things. And obviously in this isn't. If you wanted that to disappear, you'd have to add a visibility track and actor hidden in game, and then you'd go to when it explodes and you would make it not visible in game. So then it goes like this. It's gone. So cool. So cool. So yeah, those are the two things I learned from doing my previous two short films. I will do more tutorials like this / behind the scenes videos in the future. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please remember to smack the like button and subscribe. As far as learning in the future goes, I'm going to do sort of my next short film that I've got written. I've got a project file for it. I just need to get to animating and whack the motion capture suit on and go from there. I'm going to do more of a hand-to-hand combat sort of situation. I have no idea how it's going to go. But if you've liked this video and you want to see how that ends up, yeah, just subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you then. But if you enjoyed this video, and you haven't seen the previous two videos that I've mentioned in here, please check them out. I'll put the links in the description below, and check out Virtual Production Decider. I wouldn't have been able to do this exploding thing if it wasn't for him. And yeah, see you next time. Goodbye.